Hey, everybody. Good to see you all here. I'm Cindy Baker, and I empower professionals to overcome overwhelm and manage their time, energy, and focus so they can grow their business without, burning out. And I am happy to be here with you. If you are on here live, please say hi in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that as well. Please put any comments, questions, aha moments, anything in the comments in the chat, uh, and in the comments if you're watching the replay, so that I know what your questions are. I do circle back around and watch read. I can't talk today. Read the comment section of the people who watch the replay. So please communicate there. Listen, if you have ever sat down to work, looked at your to-do list and thought, everything feels urgent. I don't even know where to start. And then you just did nothing. Anybody ever done that? You just freeze because it's like overwhelming. You're not lazy. You're not broken. Your brain is overloaded. And so today I'm going to show you why this happens and how to get unstuck fast, even on your most overwhelming days. All right. So let's dive in. Most people think that this is a time management issue. It's not. In fact, you can't really manage time. This is what happens when your brain is holding too many, quote, important things at once. Your brain doesn't prioritize well under pressure. It panics. And when everything feels urgent, especially if everything feels equally urgent, then your brain freezes instead of choosing. So it's cognitive overload. And if this feels familiar, you're not alone. Um, I hear this all the time. You've got 10 or more things on your list. They all feel important. You try to pick one, but your brain won't cooperate because your brain's thinking about all the other things too. And so instead, what do? You do the unimportant things. You check email, you scroll, or you reorganize your list again. And that's not a discipline problem. That's overwhelm and decide. You have too many things. Everything feels important. You can't decide. So you just engage in avoidance behaviors, right? We all do it. And here's what's really happening. Your brain is trying to protect you from making the wrong decision. Because if everything is important, then choosing one thing means not choosing something else. And that feels risky. So your brain avoids the decision altogether. And there's a hidden fear. This is the quiet thought most people don't say out loud. They say to themselves, "What if I start the wrong thing? What if I waste time? What if something more important gets missed?" So instead of moving forward, you just stay stuck. And there's that underlying fear that kind of fuels that. Now, here's a powerful change, a powerful shift that I want you to make. Urgency is emotional, okay? Priority is strategic. They are not the same thing. Uh, when your brain is overwhelmed, it treats everything as urgent. So your job is to step out of the emotion and make a simple decision. Just because it feels urgent emotionally doesn't mean that it is. Urgency is not the same as priority. Um, so we're not trying to pick the perfect task. We're trying to create movement because momentum creates clarity, not the other way around. So the goal today is to move forward, not perfectly, not intentionally. Uh, yes, intentionally. Why can't I talk today? Not perfectly, but intentionally. Um, not trying to chase perfection, just trying to create movement forward. So, and I've mentioned some of these before, but I just want to kind of put them step by step for you. First, get it all out of your head. Externalize everything. Get everything out of your head. Write it all down. Because as long as it's swirling in your brain, It's all going to feel equally urgent. And you're going to have a hard time deciding what to do first. But once it's on paper, then your brain can finally breathe. So that's the first step. Get it out of your head onto paper. Um, Second step, look at that list, look at or the brain dump that you just did, and you think it, or you ask yourself, if I could complete only three things today, what would actually move my day forward? Not 15, not everything. I know you want to do everything, but I want you to just discipline yourself to isolate to three, just three, because that immediately reduces pressure. So if you could only, now you may do more than three, okay? So don't panic. But if you could only complete three things today, what would actually move your day forward? I want you to pick three meaningful tasks, no more, just three. How many? Three, right? Okay, externalize everything. Get it out of your head. Pick the three most meaningful tasks. You're gonna have to make a decision. And then now take your first task and shrink it. Okay? Shrink the first step of the first task. Not finish the project, not open, just open the document. Maybe that's the first step. Not write the report, but just write one paragraph. Your brain doesn't resist small starts as much as it does a big project. So if you shrink the first step, it just does something psychologically that lowers that resistance in your brain for you starting. And once you start, momentum kicks in. Okay. So you've picked your three most meaningful tasks and you're going to shrink the first step. And then I want you to tell yourself, I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes. I know you won't finish in 10 minutes. That's okay. Because starting is the hardest part. And once you start, your brain often keeps going. So you're allowed to go longer than 10 minutes, but you don't have to. You commit to only 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, okay? Um, Now that's important. Don't blow that off because if you don't say that to yourself and mean it, it's going to be harder for you to start, okay? Now, once you choose your task, I want you to stay with it. Don't keep asking, is this the right thing? Maybe I should be doing that other thing. That question will pull you right back into overwhelm. So decide once and then execute. Decide once. You're picking one task out of the three. First you had to pick three. Now you're learning to be decisive. Stop reevaluating over and over and just pick one thing and stick with it. Okay? Um, and when you follow this process, something powerful happens. You move from stuck to moving, from overwhelmed to focused, right? From frozen to productive. And you have clarity and you're actually going forward. That's what happens. So here's your new rule. When everything feels urgent, I want you to simplify, not strategize more, not rewrite your list, not get it on different colored sticky notes and all that. Just less thinking, more starting, more doing. Simplify. Okay. Get it all out on paper. Pick your three most impactful things. Take one of them, shrink the first step, and just do it for 10 minutes. That's your new rule. Okay. Um, Remember, you don't need clarity to start. Clarity is awesome. Um, but you get clarity by starting. So you have to start before you feel ready. If you take nothing else from today, remember this, you don't need perfect clarity to begin. You get clarity by taking action. So the next time you feel frozen, don't wait. Pick one tiny step and just do it. Just start. Okay? If you have to shrink it to 5 minutes, do that. Now, I want to invite you to something really special that I have coming up. I've done this before. People have said this is one of the most impactful workshops they've ever been to. It's a paid live intensive with me, 2.5 to 3 hours. It's going to be this Saturday morning, and if you can't make then, there's another time I'm doing it in April. And I want to invite you to the early bird special discount that I'm offering just for a short time. Okay. Now, distraction to action is designed to help you overcome distractions. Anybody struggle with distractions? And it's designed to help you get motivated to take action each day and overcome those distractions. Now, it's in the morning. It's in my time zone, Central Time, it's 9 to 11:30. I used to say 9 to 12, but we really never go all the way for 3 whole hours. Now, if you have a ton of questions, I'll stay on and answer them, and the people who aren't interested can drop off. But it's on Zoom, and it is not the kind of passive thing that you can watch a replay of. You have to be there. You have to participate. You get a workbook. You get to keep the workbook. We'll do activities together and discuss it. It's awesome, and it's a lot more than just about distractions. But I don't want to bore you with all the details. Um, but if you feel overwhelmed and kind of that frozen, like we just talked about, unable to accomplish what you intended, you know what to do, and you're like, why don't I do it? How do I get out of my own way? People with undistracted focus know why they get distracted and they know what to do about it. Okay. Uh, are you in control of your attention? That's the question. Or do interruptions and distractions control your time? Do you procrastinate on getting started on things? This is for you. It's time to turn distraction into purposeful action. Now, here are some of the highlights. I'm not going to go into all of the details here, but we will talk about understanding motivation and what motivates most of our behavior, the role that emotion plays, the 5 reasons you may be struggling to get motivated, and how to overcome them, and recognizing the desire to escape discomfort that drives some of our motivation. We'll talk about distractions, the root cause of the distractions, internal and external distractions that prompt you either to feel stuck or move forward. And I'm going to give you lots of practical hacks and things like that for things like email interruptions, meetings, things like that. Now, at the end, you're going to create your own roadmap in your workbook. You're going to get the mindset needed for forward action, and you're going to learn to schedule according to your values instead of your to-do list, and understand why trying to rely on discipline and willpower is really not the answer. You're going to walk away with your own individualized action plan that you can implement that day. All right. So you get everything. It's worth, I mean, well over $500, but I'm not charging that. I'm not even going to charge $200. Early bird, what? I know, $47. That includes your workbook, all that time, the Q&A, some follow-up email Q&A. All of those modules, you get that for $47. Now it's going up soon, right before it'll go up, and it's coming in a week, less than a week. Yeah, less than a week because it's Saturday. If you are unable to go on that date, then the next date is April 16th. So if you can't come this Saturday, March, what is this Saturday? 28th, I think. Then go ahead and sign up, but you got to tell me because the seats are limited. I don't want to save your spot and then you not come till April. You got to tell me that. Just email me, Cindy at cindybakercoaching.com, or Facebook message me and say, hey, I registered for the workshop, but I want to come April 16th. Now, you can't get your money back if you decide you can't come either of those. So don't register if you're not sure because you need to be able to come unless you just don't care that you don't get your 47 back. But I have had people in the past, it just got too complicated. They're like, well, hold my money and let me go the next time. And then I'd forget to email them, and it's too much. So if you can come, I'm giving you this chance to get the early bird discount for $47 instead of $97. or 100, actually it's going to up to 100. So you're getting more than 50% off, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm giving you a fast action bonus. If you do sign up the day that I am doing this video, or the next day, which would be tomorrow would be Tuesday, then I will give you a fast action bonus. And that fast action bonus is worth well over $47. You're getting a one-on-one session with me. This is another reason that I'll limit. I'm only doing this for the first 10 people who join. 10 people total, March and the April. So you get 45 minutes with me. I'll ask you ahead of time what you want to work on. I'll do some research. I'll come ready, and we'll just tackle whatever your roadblock is. And I'll even give you some follow-up. So that's worth several $100s. You're getting that if you go ahead and pay your 47 today or tomorrow, before Wednesday. Okay. So it's awesome. I hope you can come. Um, I mean, listen, that's your next step, is go ahead and figure out how you can make it to one of those workshops. It it's such a deal. I know other people who charge $397 for their 3-hour workshops. And so, I guess I could do that too. And maybe I will down the road, but that's not what I want to do for you. So I hope you can come. I just want as many people as possible to benefit. I have to charge something because I have to pay for my software and my ads and all that stuff. It costs to run an online business, and my time is valuable, but I don't want to price it out of reach. So I hope you can come, and I hope you learned something today. Remember those steps. Remember to pick those three, shrink the steps, 10 minutes, all of that. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, put it in the chat, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you next time.